Hi everyone, welcome back to Eve Math Tutoring. Today's lesson is on graphing inequalities. So let's try to start off with an easy example. So the question is to graph, say, x equals 3. So now this is just graphing an equation. So I'm going to start off with that first. So if you have a number line and you have 0 in the center, and then you have the positive numbers and the negative numbers, x equals to 3 would be just a point right here. Okay? So what I'm going to show you is how you would graph an inequality, so something like x is greater than 3. Okay, so x is greater than 3. So for that one, we have, it's not greater than equal to, it's just greater than. So that's going to be an open circle. And then it's x is greater than 3 is going to be everything. So you can represent that with an arrow. So from this point on, 3 and up. Okay, so everything moving on from that point. So if we were asked to graph x is less than 3, actually let's do this one in red. So graph x is less than 3. So that would be, again, an open circle, but it would be moving this way. So 3 and everything less than it. Like that. Okay. Oh, that's -3. Sorry. It's going to be +3. You're still at +3. So x is less than 3 would be one open circle here, and then it would be everything shaded moving this way. Like that. So that's x is less than 3. If we were asked to graph x is greater than or equal to 3, then we would have a point at 3 that would be shaded in because it's got the equal to sign. That's what determines if it's shaded in or not. And then it would be greater than. So everything greater than. So an arrow going in that direction. So x is equal to 3 would just be a point at x at 3 on the number line. And then x is greater than or equal to 3 would be a shaded in point with an arrow moving to the right. And then x is greater than 3 would be an open circle to the right. And then x is less than 3 would be an open circle and to the left. Okay? So say we had to graph x is less than or equal to 3. So then that one would be, again, fully shaded because of the equal to part, and then everything moving down from that point. So that would be going this way. Okay? So I think that about covers graphing inequalities. So basically, I could do a few other examples, like, okay, with negative numbers. Let's try some examples. So this is with positive, so any positive number. If it's equal to, it's just a point at that number. If it's a greater than or equal to sign, then it is shaded in a circle and moving to the right or to the left. So if it's less than that number, you would shade in the number and then do an arrow to the left. If it's greater than and there's no equal to, that's an open circle that's not shaded in. And what that means is that the number 3 is actually not included in your inequality. It's just everything to the right of the number 3. So everything that is greater than 3. And that's why it's not shaded in, because it's not equal to 3, it's just greater than 3, whereas over here it's greater than or equal to. So greater than greater than and equal to 3. So that's equal to 3 and greater than. Over here, less than and equal to 3. So that's why we shade in the 3. So over here, x is less than 3, not equal to, just less than. So 3 is not actually included, and that's why this part here, this is an open circle. Okay, so the circle part is not shaded, like the 3 is not included, it's just everything that is less than 3 that gets included. Okay, so I'm going to do a few examples with some negative numbers. So I'll just draw a really big number line here. So I'm going to start off with the, first of all, now if I just want to represent, say, so x is equal to -2, so that would just be a point at -2. Okay, now if I want to graph x is less than -2, that, now let's use different colors. So I'm just going to change that quickly, and I'm going to use red. So x is less than -2. So -2 is not actually included in that, so that's going to be an open circle, and then everything less than that value is included. So that's how we would represent this inequality graphically. Okay, and then if we're asked, say, x is greater than -2, again, -2 is not included. However, we want everything that's greater than -2. So we shape everything to the right. Just an arrow would mean that it continues on in that direction. And that's how you would represent this inequality graphically. Okay, so it would be an open circle, not including the number 2, but everything greater than 2. And then if we had some with equal to and less than, so say we had x is less than or equal to -2, so that would be including -2 and then everything that is less than. So that would be represented in this way. Okay, so that would be x is less than or equal to -2. So that's this inequality graphed graphically, sorry. And then the final example, if we had x is greater than or equal to -2, then that again is going to include -2 and then moving to the right. So that way, okay? So it includes the -2 and then everything to the right of 2. So that is how you, now this here is just a point really, actually. It's not an equation. I should say it's more of a point. When I say equation, that's not really correct. This is actually just a point, but these here are, this is only representing a point on the number line because it's x is equal to a specific point, but these here are representing everything that is less than -2. So that is all the numbers that are less than -2, and this here is all the numbers greater than -2, so it's including all those numbers. So when you want to graph it, it looks the following way. This is representing the point 2 and everything less than that number. So the point 2 is included and everything less, and over here x is represented by -2, so that specific point and everything greater than that value. Okay? So that is graphing inequalities.